I was in conversation with Karan Johar sir about a film that then became Dhadak, and it was not starting. I don't think I'm good at small talk also. Like even if I do go to a party, like I'll have.
What?
I mean, if I'll have something genuinely nice to say to someone, I'll say it. But beyond that, like I'm not. I can't just talk. Only loves me when I take my shoes off at the door. My favorite film of his as an audience. Very difficult to say. I think Jab We Met is a very special film. I mean, why should boys have all the fun? I would like to add Meera. She doesn't ride, but maybe in a sidecar with Bhai, like Lage Rao Munna Bhai, like on the side,
Hello everyone, this is Aina and welcome to Instant Bollywood. Today I'm in conversation with someone who's extremely multi-talented and at the same time super dashing. Joining me in a conversation is Ishaan Khattar. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm
Thank you
good,
for
how
having
are
me.
you?
Very well.
You know, I'm going to start off by asking you that you've said this a lot in a couple of interviews that, when I started off, I wanted my own identity. I didn't want to be shadowed by anything. Is that the reason you kind of chose something like a Beyond the Clouds? It was something commercial and then went on with, was that the mindset कि कुछ artistic realistic करना है and then I can probably go for my commercial cinema?
No, not at all. I mean, I've actually said this many times. When you do your first film, it chooses you. You don't choose it, and I mean that not only in a spiritual sense, but I also mean that pragmatically. I mean, you're not in a position of choice,
Yeah.
So when an opportunity comes to you that in my case is so immense and so beautiful, where you get to work with one of the finest directors not only in our country but in the world, it's a no-brainer. There is no second question. I was in conversation with Karan Johar sir about a film that then became Dhadak, and it was not starting before Beyond the Clouds. Beyond the Clouds came to me in that interim, and he was very gracious to let me go ahead and pursue that first, because he wanted to cast me as a completely new performer and introduce me to the movies, as he does so fantastically. But he graciously let me do that first.
But he did tell you once that to be a good actor you need to be a good person,
Yeah.
and you had mentioned that was one of the best advices.
It's a lifelong journey to to keep on growing as a person. And everything that you do will come from your set of values. Basically, what we do in a very large sense is the act of empathy. And as a human being, you can't connect with another person. It's very difficult to do that with a character, and
Yeah.
to honestly portray a character.
And even in Pigpa, for that matter of fact, it's a life that's very far away from kind of your life. So
Yeah.
how do you manage to empathize over characters where you haven't been in a position like that?
So it's a good question, and I feel that it's very, at least in speaking for myself, I feel it's very important to find something that you can connect with, any one aspect of that character. It could be a small thing or a big thing,
Yeah.
that you can relate to and connect with. Even if you find that one thing, usually there are a few things, you find that one thing, it becomes an entry point into that character, and through that you are able to discover all of these other feelings that may be alien to you.
Yeah. Also, you said that growing up, you've seen the human side of a star as well, and you've seen the good and the bad. That's why probably you don't get very starstruck. You do, but because you know what goes behind, you're like you know everything that's happening. What is that side that you are talking about that goes on in a star's life that we don't know?
Well, that's private life for a reason, right? Behind every star is a human being, and I think you have to live your own life to be able to grow as a person and even do this job. Because if you have no centering or no sense of self, then it's very easy to lose yourself. And for example, with Pippa, I would never have this experience as a civilian.
Yeah.
I would never get to spend 2 weeks with the army, training with some of the senior most officers. In the day, them drilling us and grilling us like soldiers, and in the evening dining like officers to understand what it's like to be an officer. One of the things they did was they gave you know, they took us to a desert to learn about the PT-76, which is the tank in the film Pippa.
Yeah.
And we spent a day doing drills with the tank. But when we had to make our lunch, they gave us grains, dal, rice. They gave us a live chicken. Said, go cook your food. So, you know, we would never have this experience if it weren't for, you know, preparing for a film like this, you know, and they just wanted us to get a real sense of what it could be like to train and survive as a soldier.
I have to ask you, I know a lot of people have asked you this, but I also personally feel that, you know, the path that you choose and how Ishaan is beyond his films and series and characters, you're very low-key, if I may say, and you're very like, you know, you come out when required, you show yourself when required, you're not like out there, you're not very private, you're not like, you know, we don't see you often with the Star Kids parties. Is that somewhere a conscious decision, or like, you know, I want to maintain my actor route and not probably go in the commercial Star Kids?
No, I'm not trying to create any impressions.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it consciously because I don't have anything to prove in that sense. I am who I am, and this is me being me. You know, I do like going out. I have a set of friends that are my friends from my childhood. They are still my best friends, and I love, you know, my colleagues whom I work with. I've made some wonderful friends in the 5 years that I've worked. And those are the people I like hanging out with, and I'll make public appearances every now and then when I feel I'm happy to and when I feel it's necessary, but I don't do it against my will or, you know, just to be seen. That's something that I feel secure enough that I don't need to do. You know, the work will speak for itself. I don't need to be seen at parties to get work. I hope, you know. Yeah, I put in my energies more in the people that I interact with, whom I'm working with, and I try and keep my interactions genuine. I don't think I'm good at small talk also. Like, even if I do go to a party, like, I'll have
what?
I mean, if I'll have something genuinely nice to say to someone, I'll say it. But beyond that, like, I can't just make up talk in thin air, and you know, I don't enjoy it. So yeah, you know, having said that, you have to be happy to interact with members of the industry, and I've grown up, you know, wanting to do this, and I love the people I work with. So many of my, you know, wonderful colleagues are my friends, so I'm happy to do that. It's not like I'm against it, but I just do what I feel is necessary.
Because you've spoken about public appearance, you have been making a public appearance with a special someone. Are you open about it, and do you ever fear that, you know, whatever is happening in your personal life might overtake your work life?
No, I'm living my personal life personally, and it is of interest to the media to talk about it. It's something that comes with the profession. I'm aware of that. I accept it, but my personal life is personal.
I also wanted to know that, you know, growing up, whenever I've seen your mom's interviews, I've not had the opportunity to, you know, interview her, unfortunately. Hopefully soon.
Yet, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Inshallah.
I want to ask that, you know, there's so much strength and courage, you know, that she energizes out when you speak to her. Like, she comes across as a very strong woman. What have you learned from her growing up? Because, you know, she's seen a lot in life, and at the same time, you know, I'm sure, like, you know, when you're seeing your mom kind of be there for you and play so many roles in your life, what is the kind of strength you gained from her?
Everything. I've learned everything from her. First and foremost, I've learned to be an honest person. I've learned to be a loving person, and she teaches me every day to be kinder. I read this somewhere, you know, it said when I was younger, I used to respect people who were intelligent. But as I grow older, I have deeper appreciation for kind people, you know. And she taught me acceptance, kindness, all the values that I hope I can carry with me all my life and pass on. She is the first artist in the family. She was on a postage stamp representing India as a Kathak dancer at age 14. So she's a overachiever and beautiful actress as well. But she always taught me by example, not just by saying it, the value of riyaz and of working hard, you know. It's the work that you put when nobody is watching you that actually counts. And that's what makes a champion. That's the difference, right? She's a Shagird of Pandit Birju Maharaj, and they would do tatkar for 8 hours, 9 hours till, you know, their feet would be moving and they would be watching it as if it's somebody else's body. You know, you go numb. As artists, your body's your instrument, right? So yeah.
You know, they say that it's easy to work hard when things are working out for you, but it's very difficult to work hard when things are not working out for you.
Yeah.
So I think it's just everything summed up.
That's the discipline.
Yeah.
That's the difference between motivation and discipline. You have to remind yourself that.
And I feel like even your brother Shahid is very, very, very disciplined.
Very.
You know, when I saw you guys on Coffee with Karan, he just seems so protective. Like होता है ना बड़े भाई के लिए आप कितने भी बड़े हो जाओ, आप हमेशा उनके लिए छोटे रहते हैं.
Absolutely.
Is that the case even off camera? Is he like trying to protect you everywhere?
And I know that and I recognize that, and that's a relationship I'll have with him all my life. It's evolving, it's changing, our conversations are changing and other things, but it'll always come back to that square one because he's like, you know, he was nearly 15 when I was born, so he's cradled me as a baby, right?
Yeah.
So he'll always have that kind of paternal, protective feeling towards me. And I know that even when he's tough on me, it's tough love. It's because he cares.
Yeah.
He cares more than most other people would. So it's precious. And having said that, you always have your, you know, elder brother, younger brother quarrels and things like that. And it's part of life and it's part of the relationship. And it's part of what makes it stronger. It's always how you come out of something that makes the bond deeper and stronger. And I cherish that bond that I have with him.
But as a younger brother, do you ever get irritated? Like, I know what I'm doing.
Of course.
I know this.
But I have to remind myself I'm the younger brother, and he has 15 years ahead of me, and he's like, and when I don't remind myself, he reminds me. Like, shut up! I've changed your diapers. You know, so yeah, you've got to always see things in that perspective. Having said that, he's very cool. Like he's, you know, and he's still growing constantly every day as a person, as an artist, as a family man. He is so many things all at once, and I have so much respect, and I'm lucky that I have him as an example to look up to.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a few quick questions. You have to just be super rapid.
Yeah.
One thing you love, hate and tolerate about Shahid?
I love his, the way he loves. Hate, I don't hate anything about him. I tolerate his big brother card, how often he uses that, and you know, his big brother bullying with me, but in a sweet way. Yeah.
One thing you love, hate, tolerate about Meera?
I love the fact that she is thoughtful about every single member of the family, and in that sense, she's a true family person. I also love her varied interest in knowledge of many things.
Yeah.
I don't hate anything, but I hate that she only loves me when I take my shoes off at the door. Yeah, tolerate that also.
Okay.
But she tolerates me coming in with shoes.
Shoes on.
Yeah.
Do you like put it anywhere?
No, you can do that only with family, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, so yeah. But she also does that. Huh? Yeah, so tables are.
Your favorite project of yours till date?
See, right now I'm very close to, it's only been a few days of release of Pippa, and we're getting so much love, especially from the audiences and from Fauji families and from army officers. And that's very special because when you tell a film about and you represent a certain section of people, getting that validation means a lot. And so I would right now want to give all my energy and love to Pippa. I'll say Pippa for now.
Pippa for now. Okay. Favorite project of Shahid?
My favorite film of his as an audience, very difficult to say. I think Jab We Met is a very special film. I think everyone agrees. He has done incredible work that will always be celebrated and remembered. You know, he's done films like Heather and Urta Punjab and iconic performances like Kabir Singh. But Jab We Met is a very special film because I think everybody continues to love it the same way they loved it then, and maybe even more now. So with time, it's becoming even more loved and celebrated.
Yeah.
So I'll say that.
In fact, he did tell me in the interview I took during Bloody Daddy that it was the first film Meera showed our kids.
Yeah.
It was Jab We Met.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? And I was like, but like, you know, Aditya Kashyap is such a green flag.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, but you girls like bad boys. That's
true.
why Kabir Singh. Do you agree?
I mean, the answer is in the reception of it. You know, like people love seeing characters that are flawed are compelling. And what we do, you know, is we show a mirror to society. What we what we don't do is tell people what to be and how to be.
Yeah.
That's not the job.
Yeah.
You know, if there is a conversation about what's morally right and wrong and just and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, it's a very good thing that a film sparks a conversation, and every individual has their own take and moral compass. So that's different, but yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, what you can't deny is the fact that people like seeing, you know, messed up characters. People like seeing raw, edgy characters as well, as long as it's entertaining and engaging.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even one thing you did for your mom where you felt so happy from your heart and proud.
One thing I did for mom. For me, it's more important that I try to understand her as she grows older, and you know, if I can do that some days when I'm able to put myself second and think about her, that I'd like to do more of. So yeah, I won't say proud, but I would say I'd like to do more of that.
One thing you'd like to change about the industry?
One thing I'd like to change about the industry, lobbying and trying to, you know, put people down, or any unjust, unnecessary reasons to not work with someone, you know, or I would just like people to make films with conviction and to back their films with conviction, you know, not second guess something when you've done it, because all we have as storytellers is conviction.
Even if you had to add one person in your bike riding gang, who would it be?
Add one person.
Add.
I would. I mean, why should boys have all the fun? I would like to add Meera. She doesn't ride, but maybe in a sidecar with bhai, you know, like lage raho munna bhai, like on the side, you know.
I'm imagining that.
Yeah, and we do a lot of hills and hairpin turns and like some dangerous routes sometimes when we do these, you know, high altitude routes and all. So sometimes there is not enough space for a sidecar. So it would be really fun to see her hanging off of a cliff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, if we see you and Shahid often in a cafe, what is your order that you guys keep going to?
Oh, coffee and pancakes.
Coffee.
We both enjoy pancakes, healthy pancakes.
Yeah.
He has his coffee, you know, his normal double shot cappuccino with oat milk. I do the same thing. I normally have it iced. So yeah, that's our order. This is interesting. You want to know what the order is?
Because I keep seeing her pal, I'm like, what are they having there? Lastly, I have to ask, you had saved Jhanavi's name as Are Those Potatoes. Is it still the same?
I'll have to check. Probably not.
Okay. That's all. Thank you so much. It was so nice talking to you. Yeah. And we wish to have such conversations in the future. And great work.
Thank you. It was lovely.
Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Ishaan. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to Instant Bollywood.